Hello and welcome to our expert workshop on Reyrolle 7SR45 and 7SR46 Essentials. My name is Chris Edwards and I'm happy to be your moderator for this webinar. Our expert today is my colleague Anand Dalari, who is our PLM for the Reyrolle 7SR45 and 7SR46 devices. We will record this webinar and make the recording and the slides available to all registered participants. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them at any time during the presentation in the Q&A field. I will then put your questions to Anand at the end of his presentation so he can answer them live in the dedicated Q&A session. In addition, you can also use the chat fields if you have anything other than questions you wish to contribute. Please be aware the chat is available in live mode only. Q&A questions will be answered via email if we run out of time during the live session. And just in case you are in full screen mode, press Escape to see the Q&A and chat box. Anand, I'm sure everyone is eagerly waiting and ready to learn more about the Reyrolle 7SR45 and 7SR46 Essentials. So I'll stop talking and hand over to you. Take it away.
Thank you, Chris, for this introduction. I will take up for the 7SR45 and 46, which is a dual powered overcurrent and earth fault protection relay. I will share my screen here. In the overview, we will go through the 45, 46 related details, then some basic details about the specific CT, and some details about the Rediff's evaluation software. So we will start with 7SR45. The overview of this device. This is a member of Siemens Rerolle protection device, which is a part of Argus product family, which provides a protection, control, monitoring, instrumentation, and metering functions. This this device has a integrated inputs, output logics, event logging, and fault reports also. Both device supports multiple protocols like IEC 103 and Modbus RTU. Both devices having BIBO options, integrated flag indicators, and external flag output options. Device is a user-friendly interface. The main application area of these both devices is in RMU. If you see here, this is a Ringman units, which is normally majorly used for the distribution segment. These both devices can be mounted on LV compartments, which is a upside of the RMU. Then the overview of this device. Here, this device, as you've seen here, 7SR45 is a height reduced version with a standard 4U high, and it's a non-drawout type, and device having a modular structures. So if he goes to the front fascia of the device is having a flag indicators, which is optional. Then 9 LEDs. Out of this, 4 LEDs are programmable LEDs. Remaining 5 LEDs are fixed LEDs, which are assigned for the protection healthy, trip, pickup, trip ready, and low battery indications. Device is also having a LCD display, which is 16 characters by 2 lines, which and device with a for having a 7 programmable keys. With the help of 7 keys, we could able to program the device completely with the help of front fascia. Yeah. Then USB port can be used for the programming of the device with the help of Rediff's evaluation software. Then this device provides a IP52 front protection, and with the front cover as shown here, this device provides IP54. Also, device comes with an optional of conformal coated variant. So we will see the MLFB selection option during our next slides. This device is a dual powered, we called it, because it will operate in CT mode also, as well as auxiliary powered also. From the constructions view, this device is a flush mounting type, as I said, is a size 4 high and non-route type. This casing is a polycarbonate casing, which is a molded, and device dimensions are height of around 165 mm by width of around 130 and depth of around 203 mm. Rear connections comprises of user-friendly. This is a pluggable type connectors, which are used for the BI, BOS, and auxiliary supply. Communication port also. One CT connectors is there, which is a fixed type, where ring type terminals can be connected. These CT terminals are IP50 type, provides IP20 protections with a cover. Then RS485 for the backside communications. Then safety earth termination is provided here. Some additional features of the device. Device is has a 2 setting groups and password protected with 2 levels. Device is having a inbuilt internal relay failure monitor, which called as IRF, as well as battery low. So once the battery voltage goes below the certain level threshold, then the device indicates a battery low indications LED here. There are some flashing options are there, which can be available in a user documentations, where user will get a how much battery life is remaining there. So then healthy shutdown below the operating range, then remote reset with and without CT power. That is also features of the device. Battery profile is available, so user will get how many times I have put on the backlights on during the battery mode, how many times I have operated the BI, how many times I have operated the resetting of the BO functions. So these can be monitored in a battery profile. Then from the data storage perspective, uh, device records around 10 records, fault records, and 100 event records are available with 1 millisecond resolutions. One more information related to the battery. Battery is CR123A. It's a non-rechargeable type and can be easily accessible with the help of this front uh, cover. Then MLFB selection. So device for the, as I said, it is having a cell power option as well as a dual powered, means CT powered and aux powered. If you see here, 4503, 3 option is for the 2BI, 2BO can be selected, and it's a bit position 7. So related to the IO selections, we can select the bit here. Then the next bit available is with 4BI, 4BO, which is a bit 4. So according to the applications, user can select the number of BIBOs required, either 2BI, 2BO or 4BI, 4BO. Then next bit position 8 is for the measuring input, where the CT selection is required. So either 1 ampere or 5 ampere. Here the CT selection needs to be considered during the ordering stage itself. User cannot do a CT change on site. So once it is gets ordered, the CT cannot be changed on site. Next is auxiliary voltage, position number 9. If you see here, for the cell powered mode, option is G. and where the BI threshold you will get it around 19 volts DC. For the dual powered mode, CT powered plus aux powered, where we get two options of power supply. One is a lower voltage range, which is 24 to 60 volt DC with a BI threshold of 19 volt. The position H is for that. And then for higher voltage range, 60 to 240 volt AC DC, having a BI threshold of fixed 88 volt. So it's position J. You can see here there is an interlock with bit position 11. So what is this? It is 2 here. Means for the communication options, if you goes with a auxiliary power supply dual power mode, by default you will get a communicable options. So backside you will get a RS485 communication. So the protocols available, as I said, 103 and Modbus. So this is the interlock for bit position 9 and 11. Then front fascia. The standard front fascia is bit position A, and the standard front fascia with the flag indicator. As I said earlier, the flag indicator is an optional, so it's a bit position B. But again, if you see here, with 4 BI, 4 BO, and with auxiliary power supply, always we will get a flag indicator by default. Then position 14, where all the protection functions are available by default. Then bit position 15, this is a conformal coated related bit. So standard versions without conformal coating, bit position A is there, and conformal coated variant with the PCBA, this position B is there. So for the harsh environment, we will recommend to use a conformal coated device. Then we will work out for the wiring diagram. 7SR45, as we have seen, there are 4 CT inputs are there. Analog inputs, we will say 4 CT inputs, which is a 1 ampere or 5 ampere. Frequency of selection is 50 hertz or 60 hertz, can be programmable. Then binary inputs, 4 programmable functions inputs are there. So connector position X2 having BI1 and BI2, and connector position X5 having remaining 2 BIs, BI3 and BI4. The thresholds are available as we have seen in MLFB selections, 19 volt DC and 88 volt AC DC for these BIs. Then binary outputs, 4 binary outputs. So 2 binary outputs, BO1 and BO2 are in X2 connectors, and remaining 2 BO3 and BO4 are available in X6 connector. Then power supply, 24 to 60 volt and 60 to 240 volts. If you see here in X3 position. Then communication interface, connector X4 is having for RS485 terminations. Then pulse output, connector X2 with the pin numbers 13 and 14 are available for the pulse output, can be connected directly to the low voltage strip coils of the RMU. Another one is a flag output, which is also available in X2 connectors, pin number 15 and 16. For the external blinking lamps can be utilized. So how CB tripping functions works with the help of pulse output. If you see here, these are the 2 terminals of the pulse output, which are connected with a low voltage strip coil, and the pulse output is around 24 volts, 0.1 watts with a 50 millisecond on and 500 millisecond off durations. And there is one more, we have seen there is a one more output, which is a flag output, which is having 24 volts with 0.011 watts. So external, what happens during the load current? These internal capacitors gets charged from the current inputs, and the algorithm runs inside the controller. And if algorithm detects there is a overcurrent situation is there, then this transistor gets excited by the controller, and it shorts this capacitor to these two terminals where the trip coils is connected, and then the breaker gets operated. Protection functions in 7SR45, we are having a 49 thermal, then 50 ANSI 50. This is a instantaneous overcurrent protections. Then 50 measured as well as derived, so 50 N and G. Similarly, ANSI 51 time delayed overcurrent protections, which is phase, and for 51 N and G, which is measured and derived one. Another major protection functions which is available is 50 LC or SOTF function, which is a switch on to fault, which is majorly required for the RMU applications, where if user gets wrongly connected the earthing clamps and switch on the RMU, then there could be the possibility of the accidental hazards there. So these functions will act immediately, and we get around less than 100 milliseconds the operations of the relay will be there. Then ancillary functions, 81 HBL2, this is a ingress detector, and 49T, this is a external trip functions which we can be able to achieve with the help of BI. So RS485 communication, as we have seen, there are backside terminals for the RS485 ports, which can be connected single or multi-drop configurations, and needs to be connected through a screen twisted pair cable only. So maximum number of relays can be connected is around 32, and protocol supports are IC 103 and Modbus RTU. So this 7SR45 is a type test certified. We have done a KEMA certifications with a gold certificate as per 60255-1, and the UL recognition certification is also available. So UL and CUL certification is also available for this product. For the relay menu navigation structures, relay is having a relay identifier, so which is a two-line just two-line user text for the which is assigned by the user, like feeder or circuit identifications. By default, it shows 7SR45. Then setting modes, which allows user to view and change the settings of the device. Then instrument mode, which allows user to see the conditions which is seen by the relay, like the online current measurements, what are the BI, BOs status presently. So that can be visualized with the help of instrumentation mode. Then fault data. So here allows user to view the number of faults which are operated earlier. So analog values can be seen, and LED status at the time of fault that can be visualized in fault data mode. Always if I press a cancel key, so we can go to the main screen. So what's the customer benefits here with 7SR45? So it's a, as we said, it's a dual powered 3-phase non-directional overcurrent and earth fault protection relay with definite time and identity characteristics. Device is having an internal lithium battery, which keeps the backup for can be used for the viewing the status of after the post faults. So device can be powered up with the help of battery, and user can able to see the fault records, and as well as he could able to make the settings during the battery mode. uh, Integrated IDMT curves we have seen. Then dedicated switch on to fault protections. As I said earlier, it's a high speed enables and provides a high speed tripping. If the fault is still present on the feeder after the reclosure of the circuit breakers, then like there is a case of earthing clamps are left connected after the maintenance activities, so these protection functions will take care the assets of the distribution network. High sensitivity. So this device 7SR45 is having a sensitivity of 20% of rated current for the single phase and 10% of rated current for the three phase. With this sensitivity, we could able to provide a pulse output as well as the binary outputs. We have seen the KEMA certifications are available. Easy settings with the help of front fascia or with the help of Rediff's evaluation software. Intelligent power management, fail-safe startups, IRF functions we have seen, battery profile monitoring is there, and shutdown modes. So self-monitoring, which we have already considered here. So these are the major benefits of 7SR45. Now we will switch on to 7SR46, which is a dual powered overcurrent and earth fault protection relay. The overview of this device is, again, it's a compact size, molded enclosures, again non-draw type, fixed architecture device here. One local flag indicator is by default, it is available. Then device is having a 4 LEDs. Out of these, 2 are programmable, 2 are fixed, which are assigned for the healthy and low battery indications. One USB port for programming purpose and to download the fault details. LCD display, again 16 by 2, so 16 characters with 2 lines with the backlight is there. 7 keys for the programming the device. With the help of 7 keys, we could able to complete the programming could be possible. This device is having a IP54 protections for the panel. This is a major advantage here. Without front cover, we could able to provide a IP54. Then construction from the backside, this flush mounting type only. Polycarbonate molded case. This is dimensions of this device is height of around 104 mm with a width of around 185 and depth of around 79 mm. Rear connections, again it's consists of a pluggable type terminals for BI, BOS, power supply, then RS485 port, fixed terminals for CT with IP20 with cover, it's also available. Earthing connections, rear side safety case earth provided on the rear side, this screw for the safety earths. And additional features here, this 7SR46 also having a 2 setting groups, 2 level password protections, self monitoring. So again, the internal relay failures could be monitored with the help of healthy. We have seen there is a LED provided, healthy LED, and a battery low. The color is amber here. Then healthy shutdown below the operating range, and external trip can be assigned here. It's a potential free contact can be connected to the trip operations. We can in the next subsequent slides we will get more details about this. Then the data storage. This device is also having a fault records of 10 records can be stored, and event records of 100 events with a 1 millisecond durations. Device is having a battery compartment where a non-rechargeable CR123A type of battery are used. MLAB selections. For this device 7SR46, there are only 2 selectable bits are there, which is related to the power supply only. So rest of the bits are fixed here. So the auxiliary voltage, it's a dual power device. So the 2 voltage range are available, 60 to 240 volt AC DC, and 24 to 240 volt DC, and 60 to 240 volt AC DC. This is the range where this binary threshold is fixed of around 19 volt only. Then next voltage, next binary threshold is around 88 volt, and the power supply remains the same, 24 to 240 volt DC and 60 to 240 volt AC here. So for bit position 9, H and J is a selections available. Depending upon the applications, user can select the binary thresholds accordingly. Wiring diagram. Again, this device is having 3 CTs which are suitable for the 5P80 type of CTs only, and 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz can be selectable through a programming. Binary inputs, 2 programmable binary inputs are available. Another one external trip is available, which can be used along with your buchol's alarms there. This can be connected to a potential free contacts. So a relay internally sends some low level voltages on these terminals, and it will detect if the contact change are observed. And accordingly, we could assign this external trip for the either trip operations or any other operations. That programming is possible. Binary outputs. 2 binary outputs are there on connector X2. This BO1 and BO2 are available. Then power supply, as I said, the power supply range is universal power supply range, which is 24 to 240 volt DC and 60 to 240 volt AC. This is a major advantage for this device. Then communication interface, we have seen front side USB port is there, and on rear side RS485 port is there. This port is X3, where this terminations could be possible. Then pulse output 24 volts with 0.1 watts. So it is available on X2 terminals with pin number 9 and 10. Similarly, flag output again 24 volts with 0.01 watts. So pin number 11 and 12 of X2 flag output is also available. Protection functions. This 49 thermal protections we have recently released for this device. Then 50 instantaneous overcurrent for the phase, 50 N for the derived, 51 time delayed phase overcurrent protections, and 51 N. This is the time delayed derived earth fault protections. Then 50 LC or SOTF functions, switch on to fault. Similar functions is available here also. and ancillary function 81 HBL2 for the ingress detector, and 49T external trip with the help of BI or external trip inputs. So here both can be used. This device doesn't have a fourth CT, so always we will get a derived um, earth fault measurements. As I said earlier, Buchholz alarms can be assigned to the external trip. Normally, these Buchholz alarms are mounted on a distribution transformers, and as soon as there is a abnormality observed, this Buchholz relay provides a contact changeover contacts. So these changeover contacts can be directly connected with a external trip input. So device will detect the external contact changeover is observed, and according to the program of the device, it will extend the pulse output for the tripping coil. Similarly, for the RS485, standard RS485 interface with configuration of single or multi-drop configurations connected using RS485. This screen twisted pair cables needs to be used for the terminations, and maximum number of devices can be connected as standard 32 numbers. Protocol same IEC 103 or Modbus RTU. Then type test of this 7SR46. This device is type tested as per IEC 60255-1 product standard. So mechanical test, shock, bump, vibrations with respective standards 60255-21-1 or 2 or 3 according to the requirement. Then product safety test as per 60255-27, climatic environmental test as per IEC 60068-2, which includes ambient operating temperature, storage, damp heat cyclic, and damp heat steady state. EMI EMC, this is a major one as per 60255-26, which includes all the EMI EMC state tests. Thermal withstand device will withstand the continuously 2.5 times of IS max and short time with 1 second for 100 times of IS max. Short circuit test device complies for the 20 kiloampere for 3 seconds and 25 kiloampere for 1 second. Again, the dynamic test device withstands 62.5 kiloampere for 10 milliseconds. For more details, you can refer the catalog here. This menu navigations, similarly, this setting groups are there through which we could able to configure the device, instrumentation mode through which you can visualize the parameterizations of the measuring parameters of the device like current meters, thermal meters, then status of BI, BOs, alarms, and other battery profiles can be visualized in instrumentation mode. Fault data, number of faults, and the details of the last faults could be possible. At any time, if you use a cancel key, you will shift to the main menu. Two more keys are available here. One is for the backlight on, and another key is battery on condition. Power on the device on, power on or off the device with the help of battery. Now, we will go shortly for the specific CT details. So as I said, 7SR46 device is suitable for 5P80 type of CTs only. So device supports the 6 type of 5P80 type of CTs, CT01 to CT06. So what is the CT ratio for this? There are different CT ratios are there accordingly. So 7.2 ampere by 75 milliampere. This is the first ratio. Then 14.4 by 75 milliampere, second one, and accordingly the rest are there. So this first CT01 is having a range of IS range is from 8 ampere to 28 ampere. This is a wide range of CTs. So what's the sensitivity of the device? So device will measure from 3.2 ampere and the for the three phase, and for the single phase device sensitivity will be 6.4 ampere. And device continuous measurement range is 2.5 times of IS max. So device could able to measure up to 70 amperes here. And short time 1 seconds, we have seen 100 times of IS max. So up to this 2800 ampere this CT can withstand here. So accordingly the readings are provided here. So for this particular range, we will say please refer our catalog, user documentations for selecting the CTs here. So user can select according to the applications, level of the distribution transformers, what is the load currents, he could able to select the CTs. The major advantage here, if your load is continuously changing or increasing with the time slots, then this is the best selections for your application. Some more info here. If we select a standard means standard 5P10 cities vis-a-vis 5P80 type of cities, how we could able to compare here? We have seen there is a first type of city of specific city which is having 8 to 28 ampere. So user could able to select measure the current from 3.2 amperes and up to 560 ampere he can able to the relay device could able to measure it with the help of this CT. This CT supports that. And if we compare with a 5P10 type of CTs, let it be 20 ampere by 1 ampere. So that for that we could only utilize the sensitivity of 7SR45. If you considered, then it's a 10%. So device could measure from 10 ampere to 10 times of here. So around 200 ampere only could be possible. So that is the difference between the standard CT and a specific CT. You will get a wide measurement range here. And just this is one tabular informations for the selection of the CTs for the distribution transformer. So if here it shows a kVA of the transformers, and this is the rated voltage. So if you are having a 100 kVA transformers with around, let's say 11 kV voltage range, so with the help of first CT, the current normal load current will be the 5 ampere. So which type of CT you can go? CT01 can be preferable CT range here. So according to the voltage levels and the capacity of the transformers, you can select the CTs here. One more additional advantage what we are getting with the specific CT is these specific CTs are having a additional test winding. You can see it here, C and D. This is an additional test winding. With the help of, for example, if we inject a 0.288 ampere in this test winding, then we could able to simulate a primary current of I rated. So with 0.288 amperes, if we inject it here, the device will see a equivalent of the I rated of the primary. So like 7.2 amperes could be measured here if I inject a 0.288 ampere in test winding. Short summary here. If we compare 7SR45 with 7SR46, what are the options we are available? So considering the BIBO in 7SR45, we will get, there are two options, 2 BI, 2 BOs, 4 BI, 4 BOs. Vis-a-vis in 46, only 2 BI, 2 BOs are available, but we will get an additional external trip input. LEDs, total 9 LEDs. In 46, we will get only 2 LEDs. Flag indicators, this is a optional and could be available, but in 46, by default, we are getting it. CT supports, 45 supports 5P10 or 5P20 with a VA burden of around 2.5 VA. Vis-a-vis here in 7SR46, it's supporting 5P80 type of CTs with a VA burden of 0.1 VA, and we are getting a test winding additionally there. Sensitivity 0.1 I rated for the 7SR45, whereas here the sensitivity we will get around 0.4 times of I rated for the 3-phase. Additional advantage we are getting here in 7SR46, the sensitivity, if we crosses the 0.62 I rated, then we could able to utilize the communication of the device. So that is the major advantage here. Without auxiliary supply, if only CT power is available, after this sensitivity level, device can be utilized for the communication also. This is not possible here. With the auxiliary power supply only, device communications is possible. Similar protection functions, we have seen there is a fourth CT is available in 45. So measured earth parameterization could be possible. But in 46, we don't have, it's only derived is possible. So that's why 50N and 51N functions are available. Dimensions, we have seen it's a vertical form factors, whereas 46 is a horizontal form factors. And with the help of front covers only, we could able to provide IP54 here. Without front covers, by default, we are providing IP54 protections. Certifications, presently KEMA certifications and UL and CUL recognized available for the 7SR45. In 46, we have the standard lab, which are the regional labs. Type test certificates are available as per 60255-1. So major customer benefits here. So as we said, seen here, it's a dual powered, then 5P80 type of specific CTs. We have seen there is a wide load current range this device supports, and protection functions 49, 81 HBL2. These are the major ones here. And in service test facility with the test winding injections is also available. Then internally battery backup for the post-fault observations and device programming. External trip inputs, where without external voltage, we could able to provide a trip command to the breaker if the load current is available as per the sensitivity level. That is there. Then dedicated switch on to fault protections, the similar way as we have seen for the 45 in RMU applications. Sensitivity levels, 80% of IS mean for the single phase and 40% of IS mean for the 3-phase. Complete settings via front fascia, the same one which is a major advantage. Without laptop, you could able to configure the device. And additionally, with the help of USB port, and a Redis evaluation software, you could able to program it. Then we will go through the Redis software. This is a one software platform can be utilized for all the Reyrolle devices. So the major advantage here, we could analyze fault analysis could be possible, then parameterization of the device, configuration of the device, and it's this is a free of charge software. Control of the BIBOs, flag indicators can be possible, and online monitoring is also available. Events and fault related informations we can able to extract from the device. So how? Standard communication ports, common front of the USB. This we have seen for the device having a front USB ports and COM2 for the rear RS485 ports. Any ports can be connected with the help of Redis evaluation software. Protocol for the Redis evaluation compatible for the USB ports, and as we have seen the protocols available for the device 103 and Modbus can be controlled here. Device will be powered up via USB ports for settings and download events and fault records. Auxiliary power supply is not required for both the devices 7SR45 and 46. So this is another major advantage here. Without, suppose there is a battery drain is observed, still user can be able to program with the help of laptop, or a battery bank can be also he can use it. Then features of this Redis evaluation. So we could able to configure the relay. This settings can be manipulated here. Displayed text. So then protocol informations can be also seen. Viewing relay settings can be visualized, and events, fault records, and during the instrumentations mode, you can read the online current measurements with this Redis evaluation also. Then controls, the commands like BOs, resetting of the LEDs, flags, event records, and records can be resetted, can be cleared with the help of from this software. Then BIBO configurations, how it could be possible. I have just taken a screenshots how, for examples here, the BI settings can be configured. So if user wanted to trip pulse output could be initiated, he has to first activate the trip pulse output, and he could assign it to the particular BI here. Then with the help of BI, he could assign the functions which are available here, like resetting of the LEDs, uh, operating of the BOs can be assigned. If the BI is available, the selective BO could operate. Then operation of the pulse output via BI, that features can be accessible with the help of Redis. Then BO settings, the similarly, if trip pulse output we wanted to assign here, it is explained how if I select a BI, particular window is getting selected, then this trip pulse output can be assigned to that BI. So if the BI is available, trip pulse output will be extended. Low battery IRFs and resetting of the BOs. We have the option for the BO1 and 2. This could be hand reset or self reset. Programming could be possible for the BOs. So like BOs can be configured here as I shown here. Any protection functions, this BO can be assigned. Similarly, LEDs can be assigned to the respective protection functions. In 7SR46, we have seen two programmable LEDs. These two programmable LEDs can be assigned to any of the protection functions or other functions here, as I shown in the list. Similarly, for the 7SR46, we have seen there are 4 programmable LEDs. So we could able to visualize here. These 4 programmable LEDs can be assigned to any functions as shown in the list. As I said, this is a relay integration software. Through this, we could able to retrieve the faults from the device and event records. So as I shown here, the 100 events we can retrieve from the device and we could easily analyze it. Similarly, for the fault records, 10 fault records we can extract and we could analyze the records here. Okay, this is related to the more informations, catalog, brochures, SharePoints, and forums. That information is available on this page. Additionally, customer support links are provided here, and hotline information is there. So user can connect with us with the help of these options. So I would say thanks then for this attending our sessions. I will hand it over to Chris now. Chris, over to you.
Thank you, Anand. A very interesting session on Reyrolle 7SR45 and 7SR46 Essentials. We have had a number of questions during the session, so I'll read each question aloud and hopefully you can answer them.
Yeah.
If you wonder who MM or TA are, I can only say initials, not full names. So question 1 we have from DH. Is a DNP3 option possible?
No, for both the devices 7SR45 and 46, this protocol is not available. But I would request if this is a major requirements, then please connect with our sales team members or business development team. We will connect with you then.
Thank you, Anand. So our second question is from SR, and they ask, polycarbonate relay housing, can it withstand 40 years as a minimum?
Yeah, normally we provide a product life cycle of around 20 years. So that is the confirmations from our side.
Okay, thank you, Anand. Our next question we have from MM, and they ask, how long would the battery life? How long is the battery life normally?
It's again depends upon the user. If user didn't interface the device with the help of front keypad, battery life would be as long as 10 years. But if users uses a front keypad for the regular basis, when there is a current is not available or auxiliary supply is not available, he is using the settings and means modifications is on periodic basis, then depending upon the usage, the battery life can be reduced. So for that purpose, we are providing a battery profile as we have seen. So with the help of battery profile, user can find out how many times I have operated the BI or resetted the BIOS, and the backlight I have activated and how much times it gets activated. For example, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, how much duration it gets activated. So accordingly, he could, if there is a major count is there, then definitely his battery life gets shorter.
That's great, Anand. Thank you very much. Our next question is from LS, and they ask, is it possible to buy the CT5P80 with the MLFB code directly from Siemens, or would they have to buy them from a third-party supplier?
Yeah, this we have tested our device with the ELK type of CTs, and we are recommending to just take the CTs from the outside supplier. Siemens will not support you for these CTs, and MLAB options is also not available for 5P80 type of cities. But before using other than ELK supplier, we will recommend to just take a first initially test the device, check the functionalities, and find out there could be a burden compatibility should be available with the cities.
Thank you, Anand. Okay, our next question is from ZD, and they ask, for the additional protection functions, how does the score system work?
Additional protections functions, we are only providing 50, 51s, 49 functions, and 81 HBL2s, and 49 teeth functions. The other than this, we could not able to provide, means we could not able to program the device. But if user wants something other than that, then I would suggest please connect with our sales. Let us know the requirement from the user. Chris, I could take one question here, which is from LS. Is asked that IS is the use of 7SR46 protections with a traditional CTs 1 ampere or 5 ampere secondary foreseen in the future. See, 7SR46 is a completely compatible with only 5P80 type of CTs. These CTs are having a secondary current of around 75 milliampere for the rated current, as we have seen in the tabular form, where we are indicated that 7.2 amperes against a 75 milliamperes at a secondary. So these 7SR46 cannot be compatible with 5P10 or 5P20 type of cities, and in future also it is not possible, because both the cities are having different burdens and different current levels. Yes, Chris, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Anand. Okay, so we've got a question from MDB, and they ask, is it possible to make user-defined logics in Reyrolle?
No. See, the user-defined logics is it's not a Redis part, it's a device part. Your device should support for the user-defined logic. So presently 7SR45 and 46 are not compatible for the user-defined logics. But if user wants particular applications, he needs some user-defined logics, then I would say please connect with us separately. Then we will able to address your requirements.
Thank you, Anand. So we are running out of time. We've probably got time for one more question. There are more questions coming in as Anand's answering these. So any questions that we don't get time to answer, we will email the answers out. But we'll go with one more question. So we've got a question from SA, and it's related. They've put it's related to the 7SJ46. I'm assuming that's the 7SG46, 7SR46. Sorry. Is the test winding injection at the rear or front side of the relay?
No, this test winding injection is possible on CT itself. So as I've shown a CT diagram where the primary is shown there, and on secondary side there are two different windings are there. One is for the standard winding, which is a secondary winding of 75 milliampere, and another additional winding is available. So the terminations is also available for that winding, which is called as a test winding. So if user connects a current injector like Dobel or Omicron and inject a 0.277 ampere, the secondary winding which is connected to the device will get a current of around 7.2 amperes. 75 milliampere. That is the crux of this test winding.
That's great. Thank you very much, Anand. Well, that is all we have time for. Thanks for your questions, and thank you, Anand, for taking the time to answer them. Still open questions will be answered via email, and if questions come to mind later, just contact our specialists and then we'll try and get back to you as soon as they are able. Access to the recording and slides will be sent to all participants. It has been my pleasure for me to guide you through this session on Reyrolle 7SR45 and 7SR46 Essentials. I'm looking forward to meeting you soon in one of our next webinars. See you there, take care, and goodbye.
Thank you.